All right, so let's talk Dallas like you would be talking to a friend over chips and queso, right? You've heard the headlines, guys. Big jobs, bigger houses, shiny skylines. But what does it feel like to actually live here every single day? And why did I decide 10 years ago to plant my roots in DFW and then keep encouraging more and more people to do the same thing? And this is not some fly-by-night type of breakdown either, because right now I'm gonna share the good, the gritty, and whether Dallas is actually the right fit for you. Because sometimes the answer is yes, and other times it's hell yes. So if you've ever thought about whether or not moving to Dallas would be the right move for you, I want you to buckle up and I'll bring it all home. All right, so here's why I've never left, right? Dallas is a major city because it behaves like a collection of tight-knit towns, right? 1 minute you're catching skyline views, 5 minutes later you're on a quiet tree-lined street waving at your neighbor walking their dog. Look, me and the wife literally get up before the sunrise and walk around our neighborhood. It's a time that we can really reflect, a time for cardio, and we spontaneously meet some of the faces that we see going off in our Facebook group. Yeah, you know who you are. Listen, the energy here in Dallas is confident without actually trying too hard. You have the downtown neighborhoods like Bishop Arts, we're talking Lower Greenville and Deep Ellum, and each one of those really have their own type of personality, while the suburbs like Frisco, Plano, and Prosper, they feel like communities that actually know one another. And culture-wise, Dallas is a mashup. We're talking about Tex-Mex and sushi, art museums and Friday night lights, luxury shopping and hole-in-the-wall taco spots inside of a gas station that's mostly cash only. You can literally be bougie on a Saturday and barefoot at a backyard barbecue on Sunday. And that's the kind of mix that just makes this place so addictive. And I get it. Why should you listen to some random dude on YouTube talking about probably making one of the biggest life decisions that you've made to date? Guys, if this is your first time to the channel, I'm Mark with the Dallas Relocation Guide, and we help people buy, sell, and relocate right here to the Dallas Metroplex. We help family after family carve out their slice of Texas heaven and build a better life for them and their kids, right? So if you're thinking about making a move down here, guys, feel free to reach out. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat. All right, so check this. Just last weekend, one of the crews sent an invite, and suddenly our group chat becomes a potluck Olympics. Guys, by 6:45, the cars are drifting into our cul-de-sac like they're landing planes at Dallas Love Field. The kids are tumbling out of the back seats with their scooters and hoverboards, and the dogs, they escape at least one time before bribery by chicken nugget brings them back into the fold. Now over in the kitchen, there's a queso versus guac standoff with my wife and one of her friends. The ice maker is choosing violence, and meanwhile the Bluetooth speaker connects to the wrong person's phone again. And then as you can imagine, about 8:15, the kids have formed an all-star alliance in our playroom. The Cowboys game has disappointed us yet again, and 3 adults that you barely knew at 7 p.m. are suddenly bonding like college roommates over the chip charcuterie board. And somehow, guys, just somehow, even as the dishes pile up in our sink and somebody's toddler leaves a Picasso stick figurine on our wall, I look around and just really think to myself, guys, this is what it's all about, right? From your new friends to your old friends to your family being in town, guys, there's this sense of belonging that starts to set in once you found your little piece of Texas. I can't tell you how many chill nights at home have turned into some of the best memories that we've had here in DFW. So that brings us to a really important type of question, right? Who is going to be the type of person that thrives here? You know, for families, they love the North Side's master plan magic. I want you to think about the top tier schools, the parks, the pools, and the youth sports in places like Frisco, Prosper, and Solana, while Plano, Allen, and McKinney over there, they bring that mature tree and that established parks type of energy. Our most recent client had a budget of about $500K, and they wanted a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, about 3,600 square feet, and a big backyard, right? It's definitely doable in Dallas, just not in those northern type of areas, right? If you want the size, the space, and a pickleball court connected to your amenity center, right, you're not gonna really find that up north for that price range. You're gonna be pushing into the 700s and up, and that's not rubbish, guys, that's just reality. And if we look over to Rockwall and Heath, you can add a dash of that lake life to your weekends if that's what you're looking for. Over there in Mansfield and Forney, that's where DFW delivers value with room to grow, right? Look, a lot of our young professional clients, right, they gravitate more towards uptown for that walk to everything type of week, and then you can go and hit Deep Ellum for that grit, that art, and the music, and then Lower Greenville over there for some of that laid back fun, right? Back across the bridge, right, Bishop Art, that stills hearts with historic charm and the indie restaurants that you won't find on a tourist travel list. Guys, I just literally shot a video over there in that area, and it's just really refreshing when you go over there, right? The vibe is just really completely random in the best way possible, right? Like literally that day there was an album signing by a band that I've never heard of and couldn't pronounce, and the line was wrapped around the block, right? And then 2 streets over from there was a farmer's market, and that's where I picked up some new seasonings, a couple custom t-shirts, and turned down the booth selling herbal utensils. You see, guys, I'm from Mississippi, right? I grew up on 125 acres, 3 neighbors that happen to be my aunts, right? It's just a much slower type of lifestyle. You know, I moved to Dallas for the vibrancy, the adventure, and the fact that I could realize my ultimate goal in a city like this, right? Building a foundation that was going to be better for my family, for my future. I just wanted access to those opportunities, right? The amenities and all the things that the big city have to offer. If you're a frequent flyer, guys, you can settle over near Capel, Las Colinas, or Grapevine to keep DFW or Dallas Love Field really close to you. If you need that pure public transit type of living, you'll want to really hug the core of the city or make peace with your steering wheel. And I get this question all of the time, guys. Could Dallas be better? Abso-freaking-lutely, right? The heat is uncomfortable at times, and the people on these roads act like turn signals are a sin. But to me, it's just like how Cowboys fans, they blame my guy Dak for the entire team's woes, right? And despite the underappreciation, Dallas just keeps on giving and giving. So much so, I've had multiple clients completely change their lives due to the financial opportunities that they received by just relocating here. I mean, since I've lived here, I've seen business park after business park, corporate headquarter after corporate headquarter pop up and continue driving our economy forward. I started in corporate America when I first moved here, and I worked my way up getting promotion after promotion in my company, and then I hit that glass ceiling that we all kind of know about. Now, for me, I'm always striving for what's going to be next, right? What's on the next frontier? I'm just wired that way, and you may be too. And that's what's so great about this city, right? You can monkey branch to your next opportunity with another company or build your own empire after you clock out from your 9 to 5. The possibilities are really endless, and if you're willing to put in that work, now you got to put that work in, then Dallas just has an air of opportunity you breathe in daily that makes this all worthwhile. I mean, the mixed-use districts keep multiplying over here. The trail systems like the Katy Trail and the Trinity Levees, they stitch more neighborhoods together. In the suburban town centers, they're popping up where you can stroll to dinner, a park, or a coffee without touching the freeway. Is it perfect? I'm gonna say nah, but is the arc trending up? And that's gonna be a big text yes, right? But what about if you're looking to rent something here in the DFW? What does that look like? Because it's definitely different now than when it was when I first landed here over 10 years ago. Guys, over the past decade, renting in Dallas has felt like riding the Katy Trail on an e-bike. It's gonna be smooth one minute, it's gonna be turbulent the next, right? We went from affordable big city secret to a full-on amenities arm race, rooftop pools in Uptown, dog spas in Deep Ellum, yoga lawns in the Design District, and glittering lease-ups near Legacy West and the Star. And then after 2020, guys, rent shot up and tons of new apartments they opened up. The question changed from what can I get to who's giving me 2 months free and no parking fees. And if you've been here since the mid-2010s, guys, you've seen neighborhoods glow up super fast, right? Bishop Arts got even more artsy, Lower Greenville got sleeker, and Knox Henderson went from cute to curated. And then out in the suburbs, guys, whole rental villages popped up with garages, small yards, and resort-style perks, right? Pretty much a single-family vibe on a renter's timeline. But now it's all about the timing and the tiny pockets of value, guys. If you lease in a brand new building during its grand opening right now, you'll feel like VIP with concessions and coffee bars. But if you try to renew your lease in a fully stabilized, high-demand spot next to your favorite taco temple, you'll feel that price increase rising constantly, right? It's like being outside, the mosquitoes are taking turns on your forearms. You know, you'll deal with it for a while, but over time, you start looking for other options. And then there's gonna be that fine print that really matters too, right? The pet rent stacks up, the parking fees can sneak in, and that $1,600 base rent isn't your real monthly payment once you factor in utilities, valet trash, and all the amenity fees that join the party as well. But listen, your future matters, guys. And if you're watching this, I know a change of scenery has been on your mind for quite some time. So look, guys, I want you to go with me. Close your eyes, and I want you to think about where you are right now and what it's gonna look like in the next 5 years. I can almost guarantee with a high degree of certainty, it won't be better than the Triple D. Guys, employers keep choosing DFW, right? Talent keeps following, and growth corridors, they keep on evolving, right? I mean, the northward momentum in Frisco, Prosper, Salina, that still remains super strong. And then we have the eastward options like Forney, Heath, and Rockwall, and they're really heating up thanks to the infrastructure, all the retail, and the infill that's coming into town as well. Even Dallas proper in the middle of the city, that continues to glow up year over year. Now, if you're looking for that political change, which a lot of our clients from New York are doing so, Dallas is more conservative and business friendly overall, right? People here, they really believe in checks and Specs Liquor Depot. Man, I remember the first time going into Specs, guys, they had like every liquor known to man, and a few I think were imported from Mars. It's basically like a Walmart-sized liquor store that has wine tasting, promotional giveaways, and live bands sometimes. Like, when people say everything is bigger in Texas, these are the instances that they mean. And I don't know about you, but I'm a big sports fan, and I've always grew up around the atmosphere, the competition, the camaraderie it creates, and not just for the people on the field either. It happens in your fantasy league, your intramural teams, and your kids' esports invitationals, right? We literally have to drop my son off to his esports practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays as they're preparing for tournament season, where they had the chance to win $50,000. Now, if there would have been a cash prize back in the day when I was playing Mario Kart, then my parents probably would have been a little more tolerant with me playing Nintendo 64 for hours. But with the way that AI is changing our world right now, guys, these schools are offering advanced robotics, coding, and IT courses to prepare our kids for the next frontier as we're all on the brink of iRobots doing the dishes at home. So now I really want to do something just a little different than nobody else has ever done, right? I want to touch on the difference between living in Dallas versus some of these other major metros that you may be coming from, guys. Let's compare them side by side so you can get an idea of what to expect versus what you're used to, right? So let's start with living in Washington, D.C., right? D.C. feels like waking up in a giant museum that also runs our country. The city's gonna be tight and walkable, and people love their badges, lanyards, and the alphabet soup of agencies. Your day moves on metro trains past brick houses with your coffee in one hand and chatter about the new laws that hit the internet by 6 a.m. And then after work, you might pop into a small art show, an embassy event, or a cozy spot hidden on a historic block. On the weekend, we're talking about farmers markets, quick museum trips, and cherry blossoms when the weather plays nice out there. But space is going to be limited up there. Commutes can take more than one type of ride, and the social vibe is often, who do you work for? It's neat, it's brainy, it's pricey for the size, right? And it's perfect for people who color code their calendars and make brunch plans like a mission. But Dallas is going to be that opposite flavor of momentum, right? Big sky, big lanes, big ambitions. This is where your calendar revolves around your job nodes like Legacy West, the Star, Uptown, and the Medical District, right? And your transit is mostly 4 wheels and a toll tag. You're gonna trade those marble columns for the master plan living, newer homes, and backyard grills, right? The social scene is gonna stretch from Deep Ellum music nights to Frisco concert weekends, right? The cost per square foot's gonna tilt in your favor, and we have new constructions pretty much everywhere, guys. And the vibe is gonna be build it, scale it, enjoy it. With sunshine, patios, and a calendar that prioritizes convenience over ceremony. Guys, if DC feeds your inner policy and rewards a museum district lifestyle, Dallas feeds your inner builder, right? More space, faster pace, and a choose your suburb adventure where the right pocket can shrink your commute and grow your life in the right direction. All right, what about surfing in Los Angeles, guys? What does it look like in comparison to Dallas, right? Look, living in LA is like dating a movie star, right? Stunning, expensive, and always on. I mean, your day is gonna be choreographed by freeways, microclimates, and coffee shops where the barista has a screenplay in one hand and your receipt in the other. Neighborhoods pretty much feel like different planets over there, right? Santa Monica mornings, Silver Lake afternoons, West Hollywood nights. You're gonna pay a premium for character-filled bungalows, ocean breezes, and a culture that worships wellness, creativity, and a perfect avocado toast. Commutes are a lifestyle, not actually a route out here in LA, guys. Parking is gonna be a plot twist, and every plan has a backup plan in case the 405 decides today is D-Day and completely throws you off your game. If you thrive on entertainment, outdoor perfect weather, and a social scene where every restaurant could be a set, guys, LA delivers that dream every single time with a line item for everything that you could ever imagine. But Dallas, guys, Dallas is a builder's playground, right? Wider lanes, faster timelines, and more space for your life to actually stretch out. You're gonna trade the Pacific Ocean for patios, backyard grills, and that pro sports energy, and that choose your life type of suburb game where new construction, lower cost of living, and shiny amenities are everywhere. Guys, your work is gonna orbit around job hubs like Uptown, Legacy West, the Star, and the Medical District. Your transit is mostly a toll tag and a playlist, though. The vibe is gonna be ambitious and convenient at the same time, guys. Down here, you can land a home office, a media room, and the yard for what a cozy LA bungalow might cost you. And your weekend will swing from Deep Ellum concert to Lake Louisville sunsets up in Little Elm. Guys, if LA fuels your inner creative in the high-gloss sandbox, guys, Dallas fuels your inner builder with room to live bigger, spend smarter, and still eat well. All right, but what about my southerners over there in the great state of Georgia, right? Living in Atlanta feels like a city built inside of a forest, right? You get the rolling hills, a million trees, and that belt line stitching together coffee shops and murals, and MARTA threading you to all the festival, film set, and the HBCU energy. Your week is gonna be a mix of Buckhead polish, Inman Park porches, and Piedmont Park picnics, right? Yeah, say that 5 times fast. And this is gonna have one of the world's busiest airports turning weekend trips into personality traits. Guys, the vibe is heritage meets hustle, and that's a real life thing down there. The music roots down to ATL, that's deep as bedrock, right? You got the Southern hospitality with a boardroom calendar and seasons that actually change, right? Right up until the pollen turns your car neon green. Now, Dallas on the flip side, that's gonna be a different rhythm entirely, right? Big sky brightness, a clean street grid, and a doors always open business type of culture, right? This is where meetings leap from handshake to sign deal faster than you could say brisket. Not to mention all the corporate headquarters that keep planting flags here, and the city prides itself on philanthropy and the arts that overperform. We're talking about the country's largest art district, guys. In Clyde Warren Park, that's serving as Uptown's unofficial backyard. And then over in Fair Park, that reminds us every year that the state fair is a sport. Dallas has a little bit of everything. Over in Oak Cliff, Bishop Arch is buzzing with new life, while East Dallas has the cute bungalows with backyard studios. You can literally eat different food from around the world on a Tuesday and Garland, Irvin, or Richardson, and it really does feel like a mini trip. People here are just welcoming, and sunny days are the norm. Just know that the spring storms can be loud, and the winter likes to surprise you a time or two. Guys, if Atlanta is slow and steady with the fast-paced nightlife, guys, Dallas is big blue skies and fast growth with plenty of space to build your next chapter.
Hey Marquez, I just wanted to reach out and congratulate you on all the success you've had. I've checked out your YouTube channel, I've seen you on the Dallas Relocation Guide, and you are killing it. And to be recognized by your brokerage as one of the top dogs is certainly a feat. You know, this business takes a lot of perseverance, and clearly you have what it takes, but I might need to bring you over to my team here in Dallas. But not to mention the fact that you are also really good on camera, so there might be a little bravo moment for the two of us. Anyway, I hope Saturday is treating you well, and I hope you have a great end of the year. Congrats to you, and keep going.
All right, now here's the one everyone is talking about right now. Living in New York City is different, right? It's like vertical life on hard mode, but I guess in like the best way possible if you were into that sort of thing. I mean, to me, you're stacked over a deli, under a rooftop, and inside a rhythm that runs on subways, deadlines, and late night genius. Your world is going to be measured in blocks and boroughs, in bagel shops and Broadway, in rent-stabilized housing, and what the hell is a co-op anyway? Like, who lives like that? In space, that's gonna be a negotiation, not a given over there, and every errand is a scene change. We're talking about laundry in the basement, groceries up 5 flights, espresso in 3 languages before noon. It's kind of making my head hurt just thinking about it. But NY does have an upside, right? Culture is so dense it hums out there. You'll have career ladders that's climb at warp speed, and the thrill of being 12 minutes from anything is remarkable, especially if your Metro card cooperates. But Dallas changes this axis from vertical to horizontal and hands you a different kind of leverage. Instead of cramming life into 700 square feet, you're deciding what to do with the bonus room, right? Should it be an office, a podcast studio, or a nursery you're not telling your parents about yet, right? Not to mention that no state income tax is gonna stretch your take-home pay. And that's the type of margin that shows up in how you live every single day, guys. We're talking about a garage where your hobbies aren't stacked like Tetris, a kitchen big enough to host 10, and a pool season that doesn't ask for permission. The business culture here is pure green light, right? We're talking startups, consultants, and corporate climbers, guys. They all find fast paths here in Dallas. Our networking culture is more pull up a chair rather than get in line. Our schools, they offer real variety with specialty programs. Our neighborhoods, they swing from modern townhomes to mid-century pockets you can actually personalize. And the dining scene is quickly becoming world famous, guys. If New York is intensity in the skyline, then Dallas is a runway in every direction. Listen, everybody has their own flavor that they're looking for. And the great thing is, guys, you don't have to go at this alone. We're here to help. All you gotta do is just reach out and we can get you moving in the right direction. But look, if you're one of those people who are still in research mode, we get that, guys. That's why we create a full playlist that you can binge watch, and you can check all those out right there.